Gotta be quiet. Well, great evening, everybody. Great evening, ladies. Come on in. Come on in. Hopefully, you all have had a good day today and you are ready to just sit down and chop it up with some more ladies tonight. Super, super excited. Last week was so good, so good. And we had a lot of great feedback from the ladies who jumped on, and so many of you guys ended up getting your journals, and you made the commitment that you were going to really take hold of yourself, find out what it is that you like, find out what it is that you like to do. And you did just that. I got so many text messages from women who really owned in on last week's message. So I'm super excited about that. If you have not already saw on the Anchor Woman page, tonight we're talking about leveling up. We're talking about elevation. We're talking about 12 ways, 12 things that you can do to elevate your life, to take your life to the next level. And so I'm super excited. Tonight I was going to have my makeup session, but I'm going to postpone that for a few weeks. So tonight we're going to be talking about just how to elevate, how to prepare yourself to go to the next level. So that's going to be a great conversation. But before we get started, I want you to just go ahead and hit like and hit share. Make sure that you tag a sister that you know is a part of Anchor Woman so that they can also join us in this conversation. It's going to be really good. You're going to come away tonight with some nuggets, some things maybe that you've heard before, some things maybe that you have not heard before. And so I want to make sure that every woman gets this in her hands. And if she can't, watch with us live for you to get the replay. So again, we're talking about tonight leveling up, about how you can level up in your personal life, your spiritual life, just so that you can become the woman that God has called you to be. So I am ready to share these with you. And so just make sure that you let me know you're here in the comment section. Pastor Amber, I see you already. How are you this evening? Beautiful. So I want you guys to make sure that you let me know you're here in the comment section so that I can see your comments as we go through these. And like I said last week, we won't be here for a long time, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. And so you want to make sure that you write these things down. And so just to keep it 100, I have just been in a place where I'm just trying to figure out my flow, right? So many things have changed in my life, so many things that I am trying to still put into place, and different parts of my life are all moving at the same time. And so I just I'm trying to piece it all together. And I remember a clip from Sarah Jakes, and it said she said, God, I want to just feel like I got this. I got this. And he said, well, if you got this, then you don't need me. And that really stuck with me, because how many of us are just trying to just feel like I got this? I want to feel like I got this. I want to feel like I got the reins on this thing. I want to feel like I have the control. I want to feel like I know where every box is. I want to feel like I know where every moving part is. And that is just not how life is. And that is just not how God operates. And so we have to leave room for him to grow us. We have to leave room for him to stretch us. So I've been in this weird space that's just like, I don't really know how to fit all this in. I don't really know. And I'm a very organized and very much a person who thrives off of routine and schedule and knowing things, and kind of a bit of a control freak for real. But don't tell Pastor Roman D, because he'll agree too much. But but yeah, that's just the way that I operate. So when things kind of feel like I don't know which way they're going, it causes me a lot of anxiety. It causes me a lot of just mental anguish, because I'm always trying to stay ahead. But sometimes I just have to let the Holy Spirit have its way. And so, yes, Pastor Amber, I'm excited about tonight as well. So, as I dove into this, I began to think about my own life and just like, okay, I need to go back to these things that I know work to help me feel like, okay, I'm putting the pieces together. I'm kind of, getting things, and I'm just going to control what I can control. And that is what you're going to have to do as well. You're going to have to learn how to control what you can control. There are some things that you just cannot control. And there's nothing that you can do about those things, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you cry, no matter how much you try. God is just doing a work in you. You just got to walk it out, girlfriend. You got to walk it out. You got to feel it out. You got to know that you're in his hands, that he's got you, that he's taking care of you. And so when you know those things, then you begin to really just have a rest in your spirit. So I am excited to share these with you tonight, because these help me get back on track. These help me to get back on track. And things are not 100. Things are not, where I would say I'm comfortable right now. But I will say that I'm on the way to being there. I'm on the way to being there. And so there's so many things that I have to let go of. And shedding your old self, who you used to be, your old circles, your old, everything. It's just like, wow. Like you literally become a new person. And so when you're trying to put old processes with the new man, with the new woman, it just doesn't work. But that's what we're used to. That's what we're comfortable with. So a lot of times we will go back to those old things, but God is doing something new in our lives and we have to just flow. Yes, someone said, let it flow because God is in control. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into these 12 things. Let's get into these 12 things. And if y'all are really y'all sister's keeper, if you're really your sister's keeper, you're going to put them in the comment section so that when somebody goes back, they can, or if they come in later in the live, that they'll be able to go back at least and scroll and see what the other numbers are. So let's be our sister's keeper tonight. All right. Okay. So number one, about leveling up, how to level up in this time, in this age, in 2023 is you're going to have to confront your limiting beliefs. Confronting your limiting beliefs. And one way that you expose and know what your limiting beliefs are, because a lot of us don't even know what our limiting beliefs are because we've been thinking this way for so long. And it's like we don't even realize that that thing is a limiting belief or that it's a stronghold on our life. And so, man, we really got to get a hold on that thing. Thank you, Pastor Amber. Yes, confront your limiting beliefs. So what are your limiting beliefs? The best way to figure it out is by journaling. You find out what your limiting beliefs are. Money doesn't grow on trees. Stuff like that you heard growing up that has you in a chokehold. You can't get anywhere without a degree. What are your limiting beliefs? What are you putting a cap on your life that is stopping you dead in your tracks? Like what is taking you out without you even realizing it? When you have a thought about going to a higher place, what stops you? What grabs you? That's your limiting belief. You have to confront your limiting beliefs, because if you're going to go anywhere and elevate and do anything, you got to know what's holding you back. And limiting beliefs hold you back. So you're going to have to confront those limiting beliefs. And again, you find those out by journaling. You find those out by talking to different people. And also I found that if you just go into different environments and you just people watch, like you will understand, like, oh, they're doing it. Oh, she's doing it. Oh, he's doing it. And sometimes that'll just even break up your limiting beliefs, because you're like, okay, well, they're doing it. So, what's wrong with me? Why come I can't do it? So just confronting those limiting beliefs. What are the things that you believe in God for, but things that are holding you back or telling you, no, you can't do that. You can't, because you grew up in the wrong neighborhood, because you didn't come from this family, because you didn't go to this school. You're not part of this group. You're not this, or you're not that. What are those limiting beliefs? What are those limiting beliefs? You got to confront those. Number 2 is to elevate, to glow up, is what they say on these internet streets. You have to own your own beauty. Own your own beauty. Your own beauty. You set the standards for what you believe is beautiful. And I really believe that beauty comes from the inside out. So you need to own your beauty. Your own beauty, set your own standards. You have to know what you like, what you want, what you think is beautiful, what you think is gorgeous, how does it make you feel? Do it for you. Own your beauty, your own beauty. And so that means just having a good skincare routine, and it's true. Some of us, we need to do some stuff. We need to spruce ourselves up. We need to, look into a good skincare routine. We need to look into, our diets and exercise. We need to look into, all these things. And I start with me. I don't say it to condemn anybody. I start with me, but we need to look into, what are we doing to own our own beauty? We cannot allow society to put their standards of beauty on us as women of God, right? So we have to decide what we're going to do. We have to decide what we want to be, how we want to look, and what makes us feel good. And so when you own your own standard of beauty to glow up or whatever, you have your routines down. You know what colors look good on you. You know what outfits, that hit you just right to where you can, you looking elegant, you look classy, you look put together. What hairstyles look best on you. All of these things, and you're comfortable with it. You love it. You understand yourself, and can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you that don't look good on you, because you feel good in it. And so you have to own your own beauty. So, get you a good skincare routine. Get you a good, routine. Last week we talked about just having a good maintenance routine. When are you going to wash your hair? When are you going to get your nails done? When are you going to, go shopping for the makeup or whatever, just to make yourself feel better? That is going to help you glow up. And that rolls into number 3, which is practicing self-care. And we delved into this last week about self-care, about having a plan, a maintenance plan, so that you can take care of you. You can take care of you, right? You need to take care of you. You need to put your mask on first. That's some of the things we talked about on last week. And so practicing self-care, whether that be a weekly thing, whether that be a daily thing, whatever it may be, you need to practice self-care. You need to take the time to make a schedule, to set your timer, just sit alone for 5 minutes and meditate, read a book, whatever it is that you are comfortable with. You need to take the time to do that. You need to practice your self-care. This one is a big one. Number 4, end toxic relationships. You know which ones we're talking about. That person that came into your mind when I said that, yeah, them. Yeah, them. You need to end toxic relationships, because some of us go around and around and around with people, and it just really isn't necessary. You just need to cut them off. They bring you down. They bring your energy down. They bring your peace down. They remind you of back when you used to do this and you used to do that and so, blah, 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 blah. No. Anybody that is disrupting your peace, anybody who is disrupting your life in a negative way, toxic, narcissistic people, just, judgmental, whatever it is, pray. And then you need to end those relationships. And of course, when I say I'm not speaking about marriages per se, but I am saying, if that is your marriage, if your marriage is toxic, to seek counsel about your marriage. But besides the marital relationship and, in toxic relationships, sometimes we go from season to season and we're still talking to the same people. We're still doing the same things, but there are levels to it, right? There are levels to it. And sometimes you just got to let people go. You got to let people go. So you will know. And when you pray and God gives you wisdom in that area, only you will know who those toxic relationships are that you need to go ahead and just end, right? All right, moving along. Number 5, cultivate emotional health. Cultivate emotional health. I don't know why. I don't know why we kind of look down on therapy and all those different things in Christian community. It's almost kind of like, well, not so much anymore, but it used to be kind of a bad word to even say therapy. It's just like everything was just like pray. And I'm a firm believer that you need prayer and you need therapy. You need prayer and you need therapy, because especially us women, because our emotions are all over the place. And we need to make sure that our emotional health is healthy. We need to make sure that we are making good decisions, even when we are in an emotional state. And having healthy emotions means being able to control your emotions, and your emotions are not controlling you. Because when your emotions control you, then one day you're this way, the next day you're that way. And it's all over the place. and you're up and you're down. If you moved off your emotions, my goodness, every day I would be in a complete state of chaos because sometimes I want to cry, sometimes I want to laugh, sometimes I get angry, sometimes I do this and so, and that's all within the same day. And so we need to make sure that we check in with your girlfriends about their emotional health. If you feel like something's off, check in with them. We got to make sure that we're cultivating this. That means that we're constantly reviewing it. We're constantly, looking into it. We're constantly making it a priority. And I would even say adding it into your self-care plan. Yes, Amber says feelings and emotions can be the enemy's playground. Absolutely, absolutely. He feeds off of your emotions. Let me tell you something about the enemy. The enemy will study you and study you and study you and study you for years. Since you were a baby, since you were a child, he knows your habits. He knows you're coming and you're going. He knows what things trigger you. He knows it all because he has studied you to the T, right? He has studied you. And so he knows what to send your way. He just has somebody walk by you and don't speak. And if you are not emotionally healthy, that can throw off your whole entire day. Or he just has to have somebody come up to you and say, I don't like your hair like that. And that could just throw you off for the whole day. Because you're like, why did they say that? And da, da, da. When in reality, it doesn't even matter what you think because you don't have to wear it. I do. So when you're emotionally healthy, things like that don't necessarily affect you in that way to where it ruins your whole day. The enemy will try you and try you and try you. That's what we mean by your emotions being the enemy's playground, because he will try you. He will send people just to tick you off, just to make you mad, just to push that button to see if that's going to derail you for the rest of the day. You cannot move by your feelings and emotions. And so that's why you have to keep them cultivated. Number 6 is to set life goals. Everybody should have a plan for the year, a plan for the quarter, a plan for the month, a plan for the week, a plan for the day. Whatever it is you got to do, you got to have some goals. And they should be your goals, not what somebody else wants you to do. That should be your goals. Have life goals. Set some life goals or just a life goal. Yes, I can't see the Facebook user, but they said be aware of his snares. Absolutely, absolutely. But set life goals. Where do you see yourself in this decade? I learned that from TD Jakes. He said that, oh, hi, Rose. Hey, sis. I learned that from TD Jakes. It's just if you take a decade and say, what am I going to do in this decade? What am I going to do in this month, in this year? If a decade is too long for you to think about the year. Think about the next 3 months, 90 days. 90 days is a good chunk of time to change your life. People totally transform their bodies, their minds. 90 days, if you just focus on one thing for 90 days, you're going to be, together. But you got to have a plan. You have to set goals for yourself. Set those goals, write them down. You all know I say what's written is real. So write them down. I have in my journal, and I didn't bring it in here with me tonight, but in my journal, I have a list of 300 lifetime goals that I want to achieve. And people said, how in the world did you think of 300? It took me like 2 hours. It took me about 2 hours to write down 300 things, right? So I wrote down 300 things and I read those 300 things every day. And I did this on January 1. It's June 15th. 20 of those things have come to pass. 20 of them. 20 of those things have come to pass. So now I scratch them off and I've added more. It's always going to be a 300. But the point is, when you decide that you're going to do something, when you write it down, write the vision, make it plain, what's written is real. You read it, you meditate on it, and you take action. you are going to see your life go in a direction that you planned. It may not be the journey that you have planned, because God in his infinite ways can get us to do miraculous things, and we have favor and we have all those things. But I have a general idea of what I'm asking God for. One of my favorite scriptures is, you have not because you ask not. And so if you're not asking for what you want, then you'll never get it. So you got to have those life goals. This rolls into number 7. You all know that I love to plan. Number 7, plan tomorrow today and cut out distractions. Plan tomorrow today. What does that mean? It means that I'm always looking at the next day. What do I need to do? I'm always looking at the next week. So for next week, I'm already planning it in this week, right? Because this week I already took care of. So now I'm thinking in my mind about next week. What do I need to get in preparation for next week? Planning tomorrow today. And that helps you to cut out distractions. One of the things I told you guys in the beginning, that I'm kind of in a weird place right now. I'm transitioning, a lot of moving parts. And so sometimes I don't know how the schedule's going to be, whatever. But I still try to make a plan, to plan tomorrow today, because I don't like waking up and not knowing what I'm going to have to do the next day. I don't like waking up and just winging it. You can't. If you're going to be an elevated strategic woman, you have to plan tomorrow today. Plan for next week, this week. And that goes down to just the tiniest things. What are you going to wear? What are your kids going to wear? What's due next week? What do I need to prepare for? Do I need to write a check? Do I need to pay a bill? Do I need to prepare for a birthday party? Do I have the gift? Do I have the car? What is it that you need to plan for, so that you're not always in a rush? So that you're not always in a scramble. If you're waking up every morning and you're scrambling, figuring out, what am I going to wear? Where's this? Where's that? Where are my keys? You need to stop and plan tomorrow, today. And I could do a whole teaching on that. And maybe I will one day. But just having a strategic plan. And one of the things I love to do is, I love to help people set up systems in their life. I'm a very systematic person. And so there's a system that you need to create for yourself to help you cut out those distractions. Time blocking, having a set days to do certain things. On this day, I do this. On that day, I do the next thing. However it is. But you need to make sure that you plan for tomorrow, today. Plan for this week, next week. That's how it goes. All right, moving on. Number 8, get help to step into your best life. Get help to step into your best life. What do you need? Do you need a coach? Do you need a mentor? Do you need therapy? Do you need to sit down and talk to somebody? What do you need to get help with for your best life? Do you need a personal trainer? Do you need, a chef? Do you need a babysitter? Whatever it is that you need to figure out what you need help with. Because if you're going to be a purposeful, on purpose woman, elevating, then you have to understand what are some things, number 1, that you can delegate. Number 2, you have to understand ways in which you learn, and how you're going to learn, and how you're going to do different things, and how you're going to be able to manage those things, right? And so you need to get the help. If you need to get the therapy, get the therapy, so that you can remove those blocks and go to the next level. If you need the life coach, get the life coach. If you need the financial help, get the financial help. Whatever it is, yes, procrastination can be a hindrance. Procrastination is definitely a hindrance, and we all have to fight it. It's hard, and it's something you have to fight every day, because you don't always feel like doing what you have planned to do. You don't, but you got to fight the procrastination. And so make sure that you get the help that you need. What does that look like for you? How are you going to do that? to step into your best life, how are you going to get the help that you need? And only you can answer that question about what it is that you need. Maybe you need the therapy. Maybe you need the life coach. Yes, Amber says, my therapist and life coach are so beneficial. Absolutely. Absolutely. You need those things. You got to figure out what you need, and you need to get help. And let me tell you something. It is nothing wrong with delegation also. If it overwhelms you and you can afford to clean your house and you can afford it, get somebody else to do it. If you need, whatever it is that you need done, do it. Yes, yes. Someone says utilize your employee assistance program for free therapy. Thank you, thank you, thank you for mentioning that, because so many people, the first thing they say is, I cannot afford it. But you cannot afford not afford it, if that makes sense. If you need it, you gotta seek it out. You gotta seek it out. Everybody that I talk to that has been in therapy or has been through therapy or is currently in therapy, they are just amazed at the night and day transformation of their life. Yes, Nicole said that. EAP, Employee Assistance Program. Thank you, Nicole. Yes, look into that. Look into that. If that's something that they have on your job, free therapy. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. But everybody that I talk to, they just talk about how therapy really changed their lives, And, it's something about sitting down with a professional who doesn't know you, who, you can really get vulnerable with, because you don't know them from a can of paint. So you can go in there and just say whatever. They're not expecting anything from you. They're not expecting anything for you to say the right thing. Sometimes if people say, oh, I talk to my family, I talk to my friends, and that's good. But at some point, you still are sort of filtered with people, or they see you in a certain light. So sometimes it's good to do the professional thing, so that you can have somebody who doesn't know you look at you and say, no, here's your blind spot, here's your blind spot, here's your blind spot, and this is what you need to work on. And I harp that, because we gotta get out of this mentality that we can just pray everything away. And prayer is so important, but it's also tools that help you navigate through some of the stuff. Some of the stuff we're praying about, we just got to figure out how to navigate through some of those things. We got to figure out the roadblocks, right? And so Pastor Amber says, my credit union offers free financial well-being coaches. Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes banks do that as well. So check with your bank, check the credit union that you may be with. They do that kind of stuff all the time. All the time. There are churches that have the different financial programs they offer to the community. There's just so many things. I know a great resource for anybody looking for great financial advice and coaching is a not-for-profit called Exceeding Expectations. It's ran by Marilyn Chappell, who is a friend of ours, and I mean, it's excellent. It's excellent. And so there are so many things, and you have to talk to people. You have to talk to people. And you will never know what people do for a living. You will never know what connections they have. So make sure you talk to people. But we gotta get the help to step into our best life. All right, y'all, we moving along. Number 9, develop a healthy and strong prayer life. This is so important. And these are not in any particular order at all. Thank you, Pastor Amber. She's gonna find out tomorrow about the financial coaching sessions for us and regarding if you have to be a member or not. Thank you. And yes, just drop that into the group tomorrow. That way everybody will be able to see it and get that information. See, this is why I love this, because we really get to utilize each other and just really kind of bring our resources together. So I love that. Okay, so number 9, develop a healthy and strong prayer life. If you don't have a prayer life, you better get one today. You better get one today, for real. Like, don't play about that. There's no formal way that you can do. Just talk to God. Just talk to God. You don't have to have a big old prayer room. You don't have to be in a church. You don't have to. Just get a prayer life. Just talk to God, because you'll get better as you begin to develop your prayer life. But you got to have a prayer life. You have to, because that's going to help you also to become very discerning about what God is telling you and hearing the voice of God. Okay, so you really need to develop a strong and healthy prayer life. In this world today, we need prayer. We need a prayer life, because now doing the right thing is like wrong. And doing the wrong thing, don't call it out, because you are totally wrong. And there's nothing that you can say to defend yourself. Cancel culture is for real. And wrong is right, and right is wrong. That's just the way it is. And we as believers have to be in this world. We have to operate in this world, but we need to hear God, and God needs to hear us. You need to make sure that you get a prayer life. Someone says, pray all day. Lord, these people, yes, these people, it's something else out here. You have to have a prayer life. You want to, especially if you have children, praying over your children, praying over your home, praying over everything. The Bible tells us to pray without ceasing, right? Just all day. It don't have to be a big old long thing, but just taking time for prayer. It helps you level up. Okay, number 10, find your tribe and your village. Find your tribe. Everybody has one. Everybody has one. If you're an anchor woman, this is your tribe. This is your tribe. We are your tribe. We are your village. We are the safe place for women. We are the tribe. And so, yes, you have that tribe. And then you can have a tribe within the tribe. So you can have, 3 or 4 really, really close girlfriends who are your people, who are your tribe, who you trust. And so make sure that you find your tribe and your village. Who are the people that you can really depend on? Really depend on. Who are they? Who are those people? And if you don't have any, ask God to send you some people that you can really count on and that you can really trust, who will lead you and guide you. And you got to have your tribe of people. You got to have your tribe. And so you got to make sure that you have the right people around you, that you have a good village, because you can't live in this life alone. And you're going to be the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So who are you spending your time with? So you got to find your tribe and your village. Number 11. I love this one. And I learn it more and more every single year, every single month. And that is move in silence. Move in silence. Move in silence. Right? I didn't really want to go here, but I feel the Holy Spirit pulling me this way. There are monitoring spirits that monitor you. Remember, I told you earlier that how the enemy has been studying you since you were born. He knows your habits. He knows all those different things. And so sometimes we can prematurely announce things or say things, and people begin to try and sabotage what you do. Or if they can't sabotage it, they try to discourage you. And we know no weapon formed against us shall not prosper, but it didn't say it wouldn't form. It just said it wouldn't prosper. And so we know that, but sometimes we can miss all of the forming of that weapon by just being silent. Talk about it when it's done. That's why your tribe is so important, because your tribe is the one who's going to be able to give you counsel when you want to, you're so excited and you got the right people around you and they say, okay, yes, go this way, go that way, because the Bible says in a multitude of counsel, there is safety. In the multitude of counsel, there is safety. And you don't want to prematurely speak something that you're working on, that God is dealing with you, and then have somebody who doesn't know you, or somebody who doesn't want to see you prosper, who doesn't want to see you blessed, say something to discourage you because they couldn't do it. Move in silence. Move in silence. In this day and age, and all the witchcraft and everything we're seeing, I'm telling you, these witches don't even have to study you no more. All they got to do is go look at your social media, because a lot of people are telling everything. They're telling everything to everybody. And so when you're on social media and say, "Oh, I woke up with a headache today. I did this and this and this," they're like, "Oh, you know what I was thinking about her? It's working, it's moving." They're ready to see something negative about you. When you have the right people around you, you can talk to them confidently. And then once God does a thing, then you celebrate. But move in silence. Don't give the enemy any foothold on what you're doing. Amber says, speaking prematurely can cause destruction. Absolutely. I have learned that so. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have learned that so many times. And I'm just, it's happened to me so many times. I didn't learn it because it kept happening. But, whew, man, yes, Joseph the dreamer was spiritually immature. The dream seed it has to be protected, because you do not want the enemy to abort your dream, abort your idea, abort or discourage you. Move in silence. If you don't take anything else away from this tonight, move in silence. Don't give the enemy a foothold. Have your people around you, your trusted people that you know are who are going to have your back no matter what. Those people who are going to give you advice, who want to see you grow, who want to see you prosper. You talk to them about it. And then once God does a thing, then you can talk about it. Then you can celebrate, right? Because it's already to maturity. But you want to move in silence. And then, ladies, number 12, to our level up journey, our glow up, is to walk by faith. You don't have to throw some faith in there. You don't have to throw that faith in there, because this year we are believing the unbelievable. We're doing impossible things. We're leveling up. We're seeing God move like never before. We're doing it all. We're doing it all. And so we gotta learn how to walk by faith. It may not look like it. It may not sound like it. It may not feel like it. But it is. Whatever you're writing down, you're walking by faith and not by sight. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I could literally have gone on with all of these and talked about them a little more. But as you can see, I'm very passionate about just, leveling up and just having those things where you're like, I really just need to get my life. Like, I really need to get my life together. And I have those days where I'm like, I just need to get my life. And sometimes that happens at 2 a.m. and I'm like, I just need to what is it? I got to get my life together. I got to figure out something, got to write some stuff down, make some stuff happen. Man, you guys just don't understand. It's like, can I get my life together? I want things to flow. I want God to move, but I can't do that if I don't know where I'm going. I can't do that if I don't know what I want. I can't do that if I got 50 million things going on. I haven't focused on what's the most important thing. What's the most important thing? Ooh. You can take each one and expand on it. Yes. I mean, I pray that you were blessed tonight. And if you're feeling like me and you're feeling like, I just got to make some changes about some stuff, man, I got to figure some stuff out. Like, some stuff just needs to change, like, for real. And I'm just being 100 with y'all. Yeah, no, I'm very practical. I love to just put it out there. Uh, it's just some stuff just gotta change. And that's when you just get out a notebook and you just start writing down some stuff. Like, I need to change this, I need to change that, I need to get help in this area. I need to get somebody to help me do this. I need to, figure out even the little stuff. What day am I gonna go to the grocery store? What day am I gonna cook? This, that, what day are we gonna eat out? Figure it out. Everything is figure outable. I know that's not a word, but it's figure outable, right? Like, with God on your side, the Holy Spirit, your discernment, ask God for wisdom in those areas. Say, God, give me wisdom. I don't understand this. I need some help. Send me somebody, the right person. Who is it that can help me? I don't know about you guys, but I feel like tonight I'm going to be doing some personal work, some journaling, some writing down, some figuring out. It's just healthy. You just gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta figure it out. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You gotta figure it out. You gotta everything is figure outable. It just is. You got the infinite wisdom of God. He said he'll give us wisdom if we ask. That means it's figure outable. Everything. So I'm super excited about Ladies Night. And as we go on, we'll have more topics, we'll have more people, and it'll just get, as Pastor Romedy say, gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder. It's going to get gooder. Yes. But thank you all so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments if you were blessed, if you had, a good time. I can't wait till we can do these in person, one-on-one. That's going to be amazing. So maybe we can look into doing that in the future, is having one of these live and in person, so we can really just chop it up and talk about these things. And I can just kind of show y'all what I'm talking about. Bring our journals and need ladies dinner date. I agree with that. I agree with that. I can't see who said it. It just say Facebook user. Is that Nicole? Yes, we do. We need a ladies' dinner night. That's something to think about. Yes. Such a blessed word, so relatable. I pray that it was. I always just try to be myself. I always just try to be relatable. I always try to be real, because that's just who I am. I can't fake and shake and bake. I just can't do it. Like, I just can't. So that's where I am. I pray that you all have a great evening. And let's see. I will see you all again on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. if you are a member of Alive Church. And if not, I pray that wherever you decide to worship this week, that you be blessed in the Lord, and that he will give you the desires of your heart. I pray that as you go tonight to make your plans, to write down some things, to figure some stuff out like I'm about to do, that God will give you his wisdom, and he will give you everything that you need. Everything that you need, it's already in the room. So leave encouraged tonight. And I'm just excited. I was really blessed. Yes. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Really blessed. And so I will see you all Sunday for Alive Church. And next Thursday, we'll be back here 7 p.m. So make sure you let somebody know and go back and watch the replay. I love you all. Have a good evening. Good night.